And what's going on today?
We have a friend who is unconscious. He hasn't moved. His cold extremity is probably in an ambulance.
That was a 911 call coming 12 hours too late for 19-year-old Timothy Piazza. The Penn State Beta Theta Pi fraternity pledge would soon be declared dead of a traumatic brain injury. The sophomore fell 15 feet down a flight of stairs, hit his head several times, had a blood alcohol level that was 4 times the legal limit. But time after time throughout the course of those 12 hours, all caught on videotape, his fraternity brothers take turns basically dumping water on him, shoving him onto a couch, all kinds of terrible behavior. And after he was rushed to the hospital, there was a series of text messages among the fraternity brothers in what appears to be an attempt to cover up what happened that night. One writing this quote, "If need be, just tell them what I told you guys." Found him behind an away bar the next morning at about 10 a.m. He was freezing cold. We decided to call 911 instantly because the kid's health was paramount. Here now in an exclusive interview, Tom Klein, the attorney for the Piazza family. Tom, welcome. Good to have you here tonight.
Thank you, Martha.
I mean, this is such a tough story, and your heart breaks for his parents. Every parent who has kids in college worries about these things. Everyone is aware, I think, across this country of the kind of culture that exists on our college campuses when it comes to drinking and looking the other way. But one of the defense attorneys for these 18 students said on Friday morning, quote, "Of course it's a tragedy, but that doesn't mean there's any intent involved in any of this." Your thoughts on that?
Well, this is every parent's nightmare, and unfortunately it happened brutally to the Piazza family who grieve for their son. It is ridiculous to say that there was no intent. There is intent written all over this, starting with the forced drinking of this young man, Timothy Piazza, marching him into a basement with other pledges, feeding him alcohol until he was alcohol poisoned, watching him fall down the stairs, rendering no aid, and then taking every step imaginable to cover up their own tracks and make sure that they were not caught, rather than giving aid to a young man in distress. There is intent written all over this case. It's sad, it's tragic, it never should have happened, and those people who are responsible must now come to justice.
I want to play a soundbite for you from Eric Bannon, who is, or Barron rather, excuse me, who is the president of Penn State University. Here's what he said.
If behind closed doors, a group of people are willing to band together, keep something secret, not tell anyone, how is it that universities can manage to deal with a situation like that? It's private property, it's a private house. The only tool that Penn State has to be effective is to say you're no longer a student organization.
What do you think about all that?
Oh, I think that Mr. Barron has it completely wrong. This is Penn State going into defense mode. The fact of the matter is they had a task force in 2015. They have known of all of these problems underneath their nose. They have done nothing about it, nothing at all. They knew that they had fraternity problems. As to the claim that this is private property, this is something we couldn't control, that's also something that's not true. The fact of the matter is when they needed to, they shut this fraternity down immediately. But they did it after Tim Piazza died. This was not an accident. This was not something that could have been just happenstance. This is something that was the logical result of a pattern of conduct known to Penn State and ignored by Penn State.
I only have about 20 seconds left, but have you ever seen a case like this? Because we know these deaths happen across the country every year, where there's this much videotape, this many text messages, this much evidence.
I know of no crime that occurred over the course of 12+ hours, every bit of which, or almost every bit of it, was caught on videotape. That is the blessing here. We now know what happened, and we now know how to prevent it. It's Penn State and other universities' job to prevent it in the future. That is the Piazza family's mission.
Thank you, Mr. Klein. We hope you'll come back. We're going to stay on this case, and we appreciate you being here tonight. Many thanks.